Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Sports Science Hacks, where today I'm going to speak about the reality of working in elite sport. Number one, as I've mentioned in previous videos, it's a very competitive market. Now, where I come from, the East Midlands, to my knowledge there are 6 universities which offer a sports science course. Now let's say for argument's sake this was the only place in the world you could do sports science, it would still be difficult, because thousands of graduates come out of this one region to try and go for a job which you want as well, work in professional sport. Let's dial this back though to reality. You've got the whole of Europe, the whole world, where there are plenty of graduates that walk in every day and say, I want to work in professional sport. But the reality is, not many of these graduates who I teach, maybe one from every year group, is actually going to go and work in professional sport. So it's very, very challenging. And one thing that makes it very challenging is there's lots of free labour and it takes time to find that career. So let me give you a hypothetical situation here. Let's say you do your undergraduate degree at Nottingham Trent. For those 3 years, you'll be doing shadowing, a semester on placement, and any other experience that you choose to go and do. You're probably not going to get paid for any of that. So that's 3 years working for nothing. Let's say you go to Derby, go and do your masters there, you spend 10 grand on that. You might do an internship for a year. You might go and work at Derby County, Nottingham Forest. That's another year where it's unlikely you'll be paid. If you are paid, it's not going to be great. So that's 4 years, and in best case scenario, you're qualified, you get a job at a local team like Nottingham Forest. Happy days, everything's worked out for you. This is, as I said, the ideal situation. Many students have a year off after their degree, then go and do their masters, then do another year. It could take 6 or 7 years to go and get that career. How much money have you got in those 6-7 years? You probably haven't earned a lot, so it's very, very difficult. You need a lot of patience. Next is cost. So it's working for free, but it's also the other criteria. You may have seen that a second ago with the UKSCA and the BASES. You have to pay for that. The university is not going to help you with that. And then you look at the criteria on the advert. There's other stuff as well, like maybe a coaching badge, first aid, driving license, a car. These are all things you need to pay for. The company, the club, whoever it is, they're not going to pay you for this. You need to do this out of your own pocket. So that's another challenge added to the mix. Next is moving around. Now, not every sports scientist will move around, but let me just give you an example. Imagine if you work with Jose Mourinho, you're part of his backroom staff. If you look at his CV over the last decade, he's been around. He's been around a few different teams in England, he's been around Spain, he's now in Italy. So if you work with Mourinho, okay, let's say with a big manager like Mourinho, you're going to get a compensation package. That's the beauty of working with these big managers. There's a few quid involved, and yeah, if Mourinho gets sacked, you're going to get paid as well. But this isn't Mourinho, this is Ancelotti, this is Guardiola, we're just talking about the big managers. In reality, most teams you work at is very different. If you work in the lower leagues, let me give an example such as Neil Warnock. If you follow Neil Warnock as part of his backroom staff, you've got Rotherham, then you move into Wales, then a few years down the line you've got up sticks again and go to the northeast of England. That's a lot of moves in a short period of time. If you've got a partner, you've got kids, it's challenging because there's limited pay already working in the lower leagues, and the compensation packages in the lower leagues aren't really there. And finally, when you work in elite sport, you have little free time. I've mentioned this already, but let me give you an example. If you work at Manchester United, you have a game on Saturday, you're going to be there. Sunday, you're back at a training ground, you could be working with an injured player. Monday, Tuesday, you got training because you've got a midweek game to look forward to. You could be back in Wednesday, Thursday morning for a recovery session. The rest of the week is training, and then you got another game on the weekend. This could be anyone though, whether it's Manchester United or Stevenage. It's the same at any club. It's 6-7 days a week. Your balance of work and life isn't great. You're going to be doing a lot of work, so you have to be very passionate about this if you really want to follow this as a career. But one question could be, well, are you just picking on sports science? Is it really just not like this for any career that you follow when you graduate and become an adult? Well, this is something you need to work out yourself. I would take a look at Indeed, I would look at different job adverts, get a feel for it, and I'd also do some simple things really well. Your first port of call could be the career services, which your university provides. Go and speak to them. That can be quite generic on its own, so I do recommend that you email people that work at professional clubs. You could mention this video, or you could say, I heard someone said this, is this true? What's your opinion on what Chris said in this video? Something like that. But really, my opinion doesn't mean much, or the opinion of someone else. It's really your opinion. You have to go out there, work in a team, go and shadow for a few days during your undergraduate degree, get a feel for it, get your own insight. I have my opinion in this video. You may have a completely different opinion. You may like working 6-7 days a week in professional sport. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed it for a period of time. After a while, it wasn't really for me. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I've got plenty of videos on my channel about working in professional sport. If you have any questions specifically about this area, please get in touch with me on Instagram at SportsScienceHacks. Okay, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.